I was gonna do a whole totally different video, but you know what? Um, this caught my eye, seeing it going on Twitter. And then, I fact checked it, but the people that did it on Twitter, they got a great track record of being honest about things. And I still got to do my due diligence. So Caleb Williams tried to avoid going to the Bears, and he wanted to go to the Vikings. So I read the whole article. I could have waited till I got to the desk, but there's no guarantee that I'm gonna get to that video at the desk or whatever, right? So, basically, it's I think an autobiography or a book. I forget what it's called, The Rivals or whatever, or something that follows quarterbacks. I also think it followed Archie Manning's recruitment. In the months leading up to the draft, Caleb Williams' father said he didn't want him to go to the Bears. And the son shared the same sentiment, basically saying, that's where quarterbacks go to die. They haven't had a superstar quarterback. They didn't want to go there. They even thought about, he consulted with Archie Manning about how he can control the draft like he did for Eli. What he had to understand, Archie was NFL royalty, even though he didn't win much in New Orleans. That was before, free agency. Also, the NFL, like, they owed him. He got the complexion for the protection. And Deion Sanders clearly didn't. Deion Sanders is 1,000 times the player Archie Manning was. One of the greatest defensive back I've ever seen. One of the best players I've ever seen. And he couldn't circumvent the draft. So they were saying that they, even thought about going to the UFL and playing a year and then, trying to be a free agent. They thought about getting the Bears to trade them to the Minnesota Vikings. That's where they wanted to go. Obviously, a dome, Justin Jefferson, Ed Stefanski or Kevin Stefanski, a quarterback. Is this Stefanski or is the other guy there? I think Stefanski might be in Cleveland. One of whoever there. I guess they figured that was the best fit for him. New stadium, dome, and they knew it was tough to get them trade to a division rival. Also, he went in talking about the collective bargaining agreement and shit. His son would be tied in to Chicago Bears for 8 years because of the franchise tag. So 5, two. I think it's only 2 years of the franchise tag. So 7 years. He said 8. So I don't know where he got that from. Said the CBA is trash. The father went in on a rookie pay scale. It's trash. And they didn't have a rookie pay scale. You can blame that to the veterans. The veterans got jealous because rookies was coming in making more than them. Now I talked about this before, and it was guys saying, guy was saying I used to work, my other channel, I used to work as a driver, and then we get a new contract, and these new drivers coming in making more than me. Man, I don't give a fuck, and I mean that wholeheartedly. If I'm happy when I'm making, why don't worry about what the next dude? Well, I've been working here for so long, and if we did a deal and we all eating, what does it matter? What does it matter? Worry about you. At the end of the day, these dudes did the job. They got a reward. You know what I'm saying? Coming in. Why would you cap them? Why would you cap their ceiling? You know what I'm saying? And it's just jealousy. They took that money away from the players and gave it back. And they said, we're going to give it to the veterans. No, the owners pocketed that money. So the players complained about rookies getting money. So the NFL pocket the money. They promised to give it back to the players. They pocket the money. So you took money from your own union, didn't get it back to the veterans, and went right back into the owner's pocket. Come on, man. The CBA is the NFLPA Players Association Union is trash. So he got a point about the CBA is trash. The rookie pay scale, the players took that away from the players. I ain't worried about it, bro. I'm not worried about it, man. I'm happy for them dudes to get their bread, bro. We paid away. Somebody got to be the sacrificial lamb. Somebody got to sacrifice and pay the road. Why would you be the person that put roadblocks up? You know what I'm saying? What if your son come through this league and would have benefited from that money? It all come back full circle. That's what I be saying, man. That's why I stay away from people. People be jealous and bitter of your success for no reason. You don't have no success and they still be jealous and bitter. So his father got a point there. I follow that story very, very, the CBA and NFL, I follow that very, very carefully. So you're probably wondering what changed his mind. What actually changed the brother's mind was he went with the Bears, visited the facility. He told his dad, I can do it. I can turn it around there. But, then, you want to turn it around again, right? You want to talk some good shit again. Here you have it. He says when Shane Waldron was there, offensive coordinator, and the coach, Matt Eberflus, was there, nobody ever sat down and watched film with him and told him what he needed to do. He said he always sat down and watched film on his own. So none of the coaches, Eberflus has a offensive background too. But if you know defense, you should know offense. You know offense, you should know defense, right? So he said nobody ever sat down with him and watched tape. He did all this on his own. So he was talking about just needing to be pushed a little bit more. Like I said, man, him not wanting to be there, it showed in this play, honestly. It showed in his body language. And they probably didn't want to go to Washington. They specified that they wanted to go to Minnesota. That's where they wanted to get to. I don't know if Minnesota fell in the draft last year. Well, McCarthy went around top 10. So just outside or inside. So like I said, when you got that energy and you already coming in like, dog, I don't even want to be at work today, or I want to go there today. That's a bad way to start off the day. Listen to the kid right here. That's a bad way to start off the day. Come with the mindset that no matter what it is, it's a shitty day, you're going to come with the mindset, okay, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to smile through the pain. I remember I watched Pumping Iron. It's on YouTube for free with Arnold Schwarzenegger about bodybuilding. He said when he was bodybuilding, when he going through the pain or he going through the rigors of lifting, he would smile. He would just smile. He would smile through the pain. Yeah, come on, man. Like, this your situation. And he told him, I don't want to go there. They said, we still draft you regardless. And that's another thing. I don't understand that with people, too. I don't understand that. And a person say, I don't want to be here. I don't want to participate. I don't want to be in a relationship with you no more. I want to leave. Why do motherfuckers hold on? I can see financial reasons. But outside of that, why do you hold on? Why do at the end of the day, he don't want to be here, man? Guess what? Cool. I would have took Jaden Daniels. If he didn't want to be here, bro, like honestly, if a dude don't want to be here, if a girl don't want to be here, if I got a business and they don't want to work here, like I'm not, like Shannon Sharp said, ain't no bars on my doors. Ain't no bars on my windows. Ain't no deadbolts on my doors. Bye. Hit the road, Jack. Jill or Jack. Hit the road. Ain't nobody putting a fofo to your head or putting the burner or the Glock to your head and saying you got to be here. I don't understand why people do that. Once people come to the, tell them, I don't want to be here. All right, cool. We can move on to the next option. You think you're going to change their experience? It's going to turn an awful lot. I know St. Brown didn't want to be here. Isaiah Thomas didn't want to be here. And it worked for them. But in that situation, the number one pick, when I got options, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be, like, I'm not doing it, bro. Like, come on, I shouldn't have to sell you, bro. I tell that to young men on the Free Game 89 channel. That link's in the description. I say it all the time. Don't sell yourself to a woman, bro. If you got to sell yourself to a woman, you better be just trying to smash and dash. Hey, what if you can DoorDash some pussy? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? In a minute, that's where we going at. You're going to be able to DoorDash an AI sex bot. Did y'all see that movie Companion with Huey from The Boys in there? He been in some movies. He coming up. You know what I'm saying? You just DoorDash or Uber Eats some coochie. That'd be crazy out here, bro. That's what we heading at. You can do you in the movie Companion. You can rent. And I did a movie review. Check out my movie review on Goodfella TV. Just put Companion Goodfella TV in, right? But think about it, bro. In a minute, you in the movie you could rent a sex bot. You could rent them out. They was modding them. Like in a minute, you gonna be able to, rent a sex bot, DoorDash some coochie. You know what I'm saying, through an app. That shit gonna be crazy. But yeah, I thought it was a good story to speak on, man. And now I don't blame them. But if you that good, you supposed to be the change. But for me, I wouldn't draft no motherfucker that as my quarterback that paint his nails. I'm sorry, that would have disqualified him. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Everything inside the link tree. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.